Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, when it comes to this our meditation practice, so meditation itself doesn't mean that take you to a different kind of level to have a very comfortable environment like a pure land. Sometimes people ask, when they practice meditation, they believe that everything going to go away, that all the unnecessary things will disappear. It's not going to happen, because what you practice as meditation going to develop your awareness and prepare your mind for any condition. So we have no power over these worldly conditions, and even never try to get into any idea to change the worldly conditions. Even ourselves don't get into idea of changing your bodily conditions even. Don't try to go against the nature. We cannot do it. It is become only a struggle. So it is better you develop a mind. The true wisdom means you understand the very nature of the world, and you start to go with it without resistance. So otherwise, if you develop certain conditions, mental versions, it should be like this should be like this, like that, it's going to become itself a struggle inside your mind. The struggle only we have in our mind, not in even this outside world. Look, that the world is like, see how it go with the nature, and it go with the seasons, it go with the situations. It has a way to balance itself. But ourselves, all the struggle in our mind that we hold, and always keep bringing it up. It doesn't matter even whatever happened 10 years back, 20 years back. And it can bring it up that moment to inside you, and you suffer more than that 10 years ago, maybe more you suffer today. And you struggle today with that situation. But if you able to go with the time, go with the flow, go with the situations, and then today you have a different mind. So when it comes to meditation, the very first quality that you gain, remember, you're not going to struggle with whatever happening or whatever happened. You become more humble, and you become more flexible to accept it. Because remember, these all thoughts, there's nothing else. Everything thoughts. So when it comes to self-realization, you understanding how this thought happening. The life is kind of like a mental game in another way. But we don't try to manipulate our mind. We don't try to condition our mind. And we don't try to mesmerize our mind. We just try to allow it to happen itself and settle down to its own nature. So the mind is very kind of like water. If you struggle, it becomes busy. But if you are able to let it settle down, and it's going to calm down. When the water calm down, you can see through it. The mind the same. When the mind calm down, you able to see through it. When you able to see through your own mind, Your perspective, your reactions completely become different. Why? Because now you see clearly. And when you see clearly what is underneath, you don't make mistakes. But mostly when we have busy mind, when we suppress our mind, when we push our mind, when we hold, control our mind, when we kind of abuse our mind with thoughts, with the desire, when we accelerate our inner desires, what is happening? Your mind becomes busy with a lot of thoughts. When the mind becomes busy with a lot of thoughts, you cannot see your own mind. And once you cannot see your own mind very clearly, you just go with the surface level of thoughts. And you come with mistakes. When you make mistake, it disturbs you. It affects for your self-confidence. It affects for your self-abilities. It affects for your self-responsibilities. So when you develop the self-awareness with the clarity, that clarity itself takes you out of mistakes. When you get out of the mistakes, it brings you the confidence regarding the moment, regarding your own mind, regarding your own life. That confidence is very necessary to go forward even in the conventional life or even in the spiritual life. So that's why we put the foundation even for the conventional life or even the spiritual life. The first foundation we have to put the discipline. So the discipline means you get out of unnecessary actions and then you don't make mistakes. So you become very limited. You're not going to be available for anything. So that is a very good quality that you can, if you can develop, even physically, you not become available for anything, even for yourself. I'll give you some technique to yourself, practicing day-to-day life. So when you sit for meditation, the posture is a kind of like you develop a self-discipline with your posture. You're not going to be available for all other feelings. Because the feelings arise. It's like wind. The emotions arise, it's like wind. There's no reason sometimes. It just arises, thought just arise. And deeply, sometimes we cannot see the mental formation, just the surface level. It's like the waves. But don't be available for all the thoughts, even for all the feelings. As example, when you sit, you don't move. And then, but you feel like you want to move, but you don't do it. It is not like you kind of like become develop a kind of military patrice. It is not like that. You understand it unnecessary. So you keep that awareness. You're not controlling. You're not pushing and holding. You just recognize it is unnecessary and you put value on your practice and you direct the feelings towards the more important thing than just reacting to feelings. And then you bringing a value to your own practice. And as example, even that there is something that in front of you, you feel like it. You are not available for that if you are not hungry. So maybe there's a drink to, that's available that for you, but you no need to be available for that. And there are some places you see it's available, but you no need to be available for outside world like that way. Even for your emotions, maybe it is available for you, but your awareness, you no need to be available for that if it is unnecessary. Even that, that's why when it comes to the self-discipline, that behaving yourself, and sometimes, people shaking their legs, moving their hands, and touching their body, their head, their ears, their face, and nowadays see, it say don't touch your face. And but sometimes, people just they touch themselves. So you come to a point, your hand is not available for your face. If it is necessary, then okay. But just, as a habit, people do like this, and some people even put the fingers inside the nose. No, you don't do that. And sometimes they put the fingers inside the ears. You don't do. You are not available for that. So you develop a self-discipline with that. That even though you feel like to do that, don't be available. And that's mentally, you develop a good discipline inside you. You feel like you want to do something, but it's not kind of like a profitable for anybody. So if you just do it, what's the point? Then maybe that doing going to bring kind of like a reactions. Then you have to keep going. There's no end. But in that very moment, if you able to allow that moment to settle down, that is a very good skill that you develop, rather than go with the feelings or the desires or the emotions or the mental formations. Allow it to settle down, it's going to settle down. And if there is necessary that you have to do, if it is profitable, it is good for you and good for others, and with the effort, maybe you have to move forward and do it. But mostly when it comes to just ordinary life, we spend so much energy and we burn, it's kind of like a 2,000, 3,000 calories for a day, unnecessary sometimes. So you can become busy without getting any profit. Even going around your own house, you can become busy, but it doesn't bring anything unless if you want to walk and get exercise yourself. But otherwise you can become busy. So like that, sometimes we spend hours, and after that we recognize this is useless. No point. So then remember, there are a lot of things available for you, and it has a catch you don't see. That's why it is available. But yourself, you no need to be available. And so it is your own responsibility. And when it comes to meditation, deeply we practice within our own mind, with our own feelings, and with our own desires. And once you're able to maintain it and recognize this art within yourself, this outside world that you see, even though world is available for things, If it is not necessary, you are not available for that. And that brings you calm, relaxed, comfortable life for yourself deep inside you. Maybe outside you feel, you see that it is so busy, but deeply you resonate, you develop inside you, within yourself. That is what you need to get in the first level, because it is very necessary for all the people. Because in the, going with this outside world, just because of the outside available, and you going to that, you going to that, and it it uh, it it doesn't make any profit end of the day. You have to pay somehow, in a different way, maybe. Then nowadays you see that there are places, they say, because for a while they used to close, now it's open, or it's available for eating, it's available for takeaway, so like that. But remember, you have to pay for that. In this our life, have you ever thought what you paying? Maybe there is something available that you go for that. Have you think the what you paying back for that? Maybe you see something open, and maybe there is a place open, maybe there is a heart open. It is available as a relationship. Maybe there is the opportunity open. But have you think how you going to pay for that? So maybe when you're going to pay, it become huge than you think. And sometimes you go to places and you eat, and then when the final the bill, the check come, you see, oh, it was this much, we did it this much, it's so expensive. When you see the bill, when you go short menu, that one by one, you don't see that when it collect at everything, and with the service charge and tax and everything, and you're going to get this the huge bill. And then you keep ordering, oh, it's okay, it's this much, you keep ordering. And then, but when everything collected and the total amount come, your eyebrows go up. How it happen? So in the life also the same, deeper inside us also the same. So our with the desires, our with the emotions, our thoughts, the same. So then yourself, and always remember that having that the discipline life, and that's mean allowing to settle down. It is not resistance. Oh, I don't do this, I don't do that. It's not like that. You become matured. When you become matured with the life, that you don't practice kind of like oh, I don't do this. You don't resist that like that way, but you don't go for it. It's like toys, when you become matured, when you see toys, you don't reject it. And at the same time, you don't go for it. And it is there. You allow it to, it is for children. You don't fight with that, and you don't go against it because you don't want it anymore. No, it is for children. You'll just leave it there. And you are now more matured within yourself. So try to bring that development to inside your mind also. Don't get into a list kind of like, oh, I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this, like that. Don't always resist. It's a struggle. That struggle can maybe blow out, and you don't see, and slowly it go through different way, and you stuck with something, and maybe you cannot get out of it. And why? Because the resistance, the not doing list is so high, and then one thing you get, and then you done. That all the pressure you releasing through something very simple. And then people come and ask, oh, that he don't do this, she don't do this, that. But how is that able to, she going to do this? So like that. So, but anyway, just try to, it doesn't matter whatever, relax your mind, let it calm down. No need to, no need to go towards, or don't, no need to hold it, or no need to resist it. So that is the tranquility of quality of the mind. That is the tranquility meditation. You don't push too much, or you don't resist. You allow. So mentally, you when you practice it, naturally you able to apply it with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind perceptions. So that is the art you have to get. Allowing thoughts to settle down, not to go with it or not to resist it. Just let things to be. Just let it be. And don't try to divide it, oh, this is good, oh, this is bad. But in the outside, of course, we have to go with that sometimes. But getting in the first level, try to get it as a mental quality. So you yourself personally be released from that all. It's same like allow that toys, candies. You allow it, it's nothing harm for you, and it's not going to bring any credit to you, but you allow it. It is not for you. That's it. Maybe people do things, but you understand it. It is not for you. You're not going to go against it, and you're not going to cheer it. It is not for you. You are not available. Maybe it is available for somebody. It is okay. But you are not going to be available for that. So then always remember, look yourself for which direction you are available, for which things you are available. And even your own thoughts, or for your own feelings, remember, it's you are not going to be available for that. So that's way, little by little, even when you sit for the posture, whatever the feelings come, you are not available for that. Thoughts come, you are not available for that. So staying with what available, and what you are available for, what, and what is available for you is the tranquility state you finding for the inhalation, exhalation. So inhalation, exhalation available for you. That's why you experience the life. And just be available, your conscious, make it available for inhalation, exhalation. And then you will see in that connection, you allow everything to settle down and no struggle. In that very moment, in that tranquility state of mind, you find the peace, harmony yourself. That is more beautiful, and that is worth for you and for all the human beings. That is one of the most secure place, and that is one of the most comfortable place to get in. So that's why again and again and again, just try to yourself to, you have husband, wife, children, friends and family members, you work and you have to do other things, but this everything, not your life. Don't make it your life. You do that necessary things, responsibilities, but don't make it your life. If you make it your life, if you available for that, even though that thing's available for you, one day you're going to be unhappy. It's going to happen. It is not even one time, again and again and again and again, that the samsaric journey is going to go away. But so yourself, when things they are, you do your best, but yourself be available for to be calm, relaxed and comfortable, rather than grasping, holding, clinging. So that way you will see. One day Buddha and Venerable Ananda had a journey to one temple to another place. On the way, that he got a little bit tired and then sat under a tree. And then the Buddha mentioned to Venerable Ananda, his personal attendant, monk, told the Buddha needs some water. Go and find some water. So then the Venerable Ananda went, and close by there was a river, and went to that river and saw the water was so muddy because the 500 bull cart went through that river, and all the muddy that came up, and the water is not usable, cannot drink in that moment. And he came back and told to the Buddha, "Oh, Venerable Sir, there is water, but we cannot use it. It's so muddy." So Buddha said, "Just sit, wait a little bit. Let's rest." And after like half an hour, and then in the Buddha mentioned again to Venerable Ananda, "Ananda, now go and bring water. Go and see." And he went with the bowl, and he saw the water was so clear. And he brought the water, and it can drink now, very clean. And Buddha mentioned the mind also like that, and sometimes it become busy with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the environment, with other people's behavior, with other people's attitude, with the this up and down things in the world. And sometimes our mind become like the river that went through the all the 500 bull cart went through and bring all the muddy up, and that mind is not usable sometimes. So if you allow your mind to settle down, just relax, let it settle down, it become usable. So that's why in the beginning I mentioned the tranquility meditation means, the samatha meditation means you make it usable. So without make it usable, don't be available, because if so, you're going to have many difficulties in your life. So it doesn't matter whatever the condition, the very first thing, be that usable yourself, be very clear with the mind, let things to settle down, make it usable, and then select what you need and be available for that things in your life. And that way you make a very safe, very comfortable, very clear journey ahead within yourself. And one day that journey will take you to liberation. So with that, I bless upon with this all the good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi dīghāyuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.